prizes. Coors Light entry for Eddie Flemke.
Outside of the front row, car number 66 from Oakhurst, New Jersey, the Ling Trucking entry for Pete Britton.
In the third spot will be the number 99 out of
Next in line from Easton, Pennsylvania, in the Just Battery sponsored car.
In the seventh position out of Walkertown, North Carolina, in the number 31, it is Papa Smurf Gene Pack.
Car
prizes number 4, it's Jason Myers.
10th starter, the 03 from Mount Airy, North Carolina, Kevin Powell's Foothill Ford for Luke Fleming. And rounding out the field, the 00 for Keith Rocco. We'll start shotgun on the field, 11 strong, 25 laps. Only 4 will transfer into the main event this afternoon.
Smoke and Randy Smith gives him the green flag, lets him go. Eddie Flemke runs down into turn number 1. He's got the lead. Pete Britton and Danny Bone in tow.
Everybody begins to single out. Jamie Tomeno drops to the back of the pack in car number 99. He is a guaranteed starter, a past champion of the Wheel and Modified Tour. They come around to complete lap number 1, and it's Flemke at the point, Britton in second.
Keep an eye on that blue and white number 76 of Jason Trincheri. He runs in that 5th spot. Jason Myers right behind him. Trincheri pressuring the 17 of White Knight.
Trincheri on the inside, but has some pressure to the high side in the 4 of Jason Myers coming up through the field. Trincheri to the bottom. Myers up high, side by side for the 5th spot.
This is exactly what Chris White Knight wants to see. He wants to see 5th spot fighting behind him. That's going to allow him to slowly start to sneak away. Myers puts it up to the top line of the speedway, bulldogging his way to the outside of Jason Trincheri.
Trincheri to the inside, car number 76, Myers to the outside, and car number 4, here they come back off of turn number 3. It's Flemke at the point, Britton in second, then a large gap back to that second group. They're stacked up from third on back.
Stacked up is definitely the word. Bumper to bumper. Trincheri looks to the inside of White Knight. He's going to try to dive to the bottom in turn 3. They rub Nerf bars, moves White Knight up the track, give the spot to the 76 of Jason Trincheri.
Trincheri now takes the 4th spot away from White Knight. That allows Danny Bone to break away in car number 659 in that 3rd spot. Trincheri is up to 4th. White Knight kicked back to 5th and into the clutches of Myers.
Not a bad job right now for the number 76 of Trincheri. White Knight sits on the outside looking in, as does Jason Myers. He was in last year's event, but White Knight trying to hold off Myers. Myers now goes to the bottom as they come off turn 3.
Here they come back down to the stripe. Myers to the inside, White Knight to the outside, side by side for a moment going into turn number 1. In the race for the 5th position, White Knight hangs on to the spot.
Jason Trincheri starting to push the issue, running up to the back bumper of Bone in the 659. Bone now leads it into turn number 1. He's got Trincheri right behind him. That's the fight for the 3rd spot.
Trincheri in 4th, looking to the inside of Bone, and they'll get together in turn number 3.
Contact in the corner. Trincheri is going to stop the car going in. The yellow flag flies, Kyle.
And a yellow flag comes out for the first time. Jason Trincheri.
And we are down on, going to throw it down to Chris Zacharias on pit road.
Here on the front straightaway in car number 76. For all cars that do not USAC Ford Focus cars, and then all the activity has shifted over to the big track the last 2 days. As we are set for the restart, Flemke and Britton on the front row, 9 of 25 complete.
They pick up the throttle coming down the front straightaway. Flemke once again takes that lead. Britton right behind him. Look at Jason Myers, Kyle, up on the top side. He now moves to the 4th spot. He was not qualified a few laps ago.
Started in 9th and has come out of nowhere in car number 4, and we have more cars spinning. It's Keith Rocco this time in the 00. And we go under the caution flag again just after 1 green flag lap, and Rocco will have to get that car righted, and he will. That is the front row, as we'll try it again this time. Danny Bone to the inside of row number 2, the 4 to the outside of Jason Myers. Here we go, off turn 3, green flag.
Nice even start as they come down the front straightaway. Pete Britton not wanting to let the 79 of Flemke get away. Flemke gets the advantage. They go into 2. Danny Bone on the bottom of Britton. He's going to take that 2nd spot away. Jason Myers looks to try to pick up a spot as well.
Danny Bone up to the 2nd spot, kicks Britton back to 3rd. Myers up to 4th, again 4 transfer. White Knight in 5th, and here comes Keith Rocco in the 00.
Keith Rocco charging hard as he comes through the dogleg, puts some pressure to White Knight. He's going to throw it up on the outside of him as he now crisscrosses in the corner. Contact being made from the 31 of Gene Pack.
Yeah, Gene Pack had a look to the inside as Rocco went wide off of turn number 3. Slight contact. Everybody's okay. Single file on the backstretch. Flemke all by himself at the point, beginning to break away in car number 79 over Danny Bone into 659, and Pete Britton into 66. Jason Myers into 4.
Quite an impressive run so far from Danny Bone in the 659. Last year he won the race here, but it was in one of the crate modified races. He went home with the victory. That car, from what I heard, Kyle, 17 years old. That car was also driven by his father for many, many years at the Wall Stadium.
Well, you never know it right now, running well toward the front of the field in the second spot here in this first of 2 consolation events for the 6th annual North-South Shootout later this afternoon. At the point, it's Flemke continuing the breakaway over Bone in second, Britton and Myers second, third, and fourth. Right now, White Knight, the first driver outside, looking in 5th.
And there is considerable distance between Jason Myers and White Knight in the number 17, about a 5-6 car length difference. Doesn't look like Myers is going to get any pressure from White Knight, but Myers looks to pad that transfer spot by trying to get past Pete Britton, but Britton looks to the inside of Danny Bone. They're side by side into 1.
Yeah, Danny Bone may have scraped the wall a lap ago, got too high up in turn number 1, really off the pace there for a moment. Now just getting his momentum back, but it will cost him 1 spot to Britton. And Myers had a look to the inside in car number 4, and all that has allowed White Knight to close the gap.
And with all of that going on, check out Eddie Flemke. He has stepped away from the rest of the field. He's got a straightaway advantage going down the back straightaway over Pete Britton, Danny Bone, Jason Myers, and Chris White Knight Jr.
Yeah, he has checked out all right. An entire straightaway between himself and Britton in second. The race is for third. Bone has it. Myers wants it. White Knight wants it more because he needs that spot. The top 4 make it in. Everybody else of the non-qualifiers race.
Good battle so far with the transfer position. You can see that Danny Bone did get into the wall. He white-walled the right side tires, Kyle, as he comes down the front straightaway. Check out that car again. He's got some white-wall tires on the right side, but look at Jason Myers getting underneath him. He may have knocked something out and the handling has gone away.
Yeah, the handle definitely has gone away. Second to fourth in the last 5 laps, and right now that puts that machine in jeopardy of missing this event, at least through this consolation event, because White Knight is right there and within a car length and closing in turn 3.
As the laps click off, White Knight is slowly starting to chip away at the advantage. The 659 has. The 659 is on the bubble, almost about to feel that bubble pop underneath him. White Knight in tow, 2 more laps to go.
Laps winding down for Chris White Knight, not soon enough for Bone, and he comes under fire. Bone slides up high. Here's White Knight to the inside in turn number 1.
Nothing like making your move to the last minute. White Knight gets the advantage. He's going to make the pass on Bone, gets that transfer spot with just a lap to go. Flemke continues to lead the way. He looks like he's going to cruise to an easy victory. Your top 4 has now gone under the stripe, now the top 6.
Here they come off of turn number 3 for the final time. Car number 79. Eddie Flemke to take down the race win here in consolation event number 1. Britton will cross the line in second, followed by Myers in third, and the 65 gets that last spot, or 17 rather, for Chris White Knight.
So not a bad run for Chris White Knight. He waited till 2 laps to go, and he went past Danny Bone in the 659. You know what, Kyle? If Danny Bone had not gotten into the wall and white-walled those tires, he could have bent a tie rod, could have bent an A-frame. That'll let the handling go away real quick, and that's what allowed White Knight to catch him.
Slid up high in turn number 1, bounced off the wall, and it was all downhill from there.